Here is another look at my little pop-up igloo scene. So today we're going to work on just kind of adding some detail. So we'll do some trees. Think about if you want to cut yours out and glue it to a blue sky like I did, or if you just want to leave it as one and maybe color your sky blue. So we'll work on trees, maybe some clouds and sky, and then maybe also some details that we could do for our little people and animals. So go ahead and make sure you have your paper ready to go and we will get started. So I'm going to add some trees to my background today, and I also maybe will make an extra one for this pop-up area as well, and maybe get a sun and some clouds drawn in, and then maybe we could even start thinking about adding some people into our foreground as well, or if you have some other suggestions that you want to do on your own, please feel free to do so. So I did kind of like a triangular shape with this and added some zigzag lines. So I'm going to walk through that first. If you have a different way of drawing your trees, please feel free. But keep in mind that a pine tree would probably be a little bit more authentic to the scene, so I would stick with pine trees. So I have space over here, so I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to start kind of at the top and work my way down as I'm layering this. So I'm starting with kind of a triangular shape with the point facing up. Now, instead of making the bottom go straight across, which you could, I'm going to do a zigzag line. So kind of just up and down on an angle with a zigzag. Now I'm going to make another triangle, but this time I won't see the point because it's kind of hiding underneath. So I'm going to kind of come in a little bit and then make a wider angle out. And then make my zigzags again. And I'm going to make one more. You could stop there if you wanted to. I do at least two. And then for the tree trunk, I'm just going to take two lines that go straight down into the ground, so I don't need to draw the bottom line. Then I will maybe make another one that's maybe a little bit smaller so it appears farther away. And then if you want to make some extras, then you could grab a separate piece of paper that you could cut out later and kind of glue in and pop into your pop-up area. So I'm going to go ahead and do another tree. Now, just as a reminder, I did cut my igloo and my trees out and glue them to a separate piece of paper. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do that. So if you do plan on doing that, you might want to be drawing these on a separate piece of paper, or just keep in mind that you're going to cut them out, so make sure that you're not too close to your igloo. But I'm going to do a little sun and some clouds. So I'm going to put in my clouds first because I'm going to have my sun kind of peeking out behind that. And I do these clouds kind of stylized, almost like I call them Toy Story clouds. You can make yours however you want. So if you like the Toy Story cloud ideas, they kind of have this big kind of rainbow and then kind of these smaller kind of bumps next to it and then a pretty flat bottom. And I'm going to do another one just to kind of give it a little more dimension and interest. Maybe make this one a little bit different size and have part of it hiding behind or kind of close to behind. And you can do as many as you want. Just kind of keep in mind that the farther away they are, the smaller they will look. And I'm going to have my sun kind of popping out right here. So part of it's hiding, so I'm just going to use a curved line to figure out the shape of the sun. And I did that pretty big, so actually it would probably come more like that. So make sure you kind of figure out your lines and your design. And then let's do a couple other things today. I'm going to start kind of thinking about how I'm going to assemble this. So when I drew my people, I drew them on a separate piece of paper and cut them out and glue them on because I had already drawn some lines in Sharpie and I couldn't kind of make that up. So if you don't have pencil lines here and you can erase some stuff and you can have your people in front of yours, please feel free to do so and just draw it directly on there. I'm going to draw it on a separate piece of paper and cut them out and glue them on later. But I'm actually going to use this paper. Okay, so I'm not going to need most of this. So I'm going to cut a chunk of this off and I will use that as what I draw my stuff on. So you could do that today too. So I probably have about 3.5 or 4 inches that I'm cutting off. So really you're almost ending up with closer to a square piece of paper for your drawing than a rectangle. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to pull this in, and I'm going to just do a couple of kind of little Eskimo people. If you want to draw yours differently again, please feel free to do so. So I'm going to just start, and it's going to be kind of basic shapes. It's just kind of a cartoon, version of this. So I'm going to start with a circle for the head. Now, they typically wear these like really furry coats. I think they're called parkas. So I'm going to kind of draw the kind of furry-ness around the hood to show that. So it's kind of like animal fur. So maybe kind of spiky or kind of curly or bumpy to show the detail of that. And then I'm going to just kind of draw in some hair. So I'm just going to use these curved lines for hair, and I would color that in. And then the way that I did these, I had their eyes kind of like they are closed, like they're smiling so hard their eyes are closed. So you can draw them however you want. I'm going to put a nice big smile. There's kind of the face. And for the body, I'm just going to use kind of this square shape with rounded edges, or even maybe more triangular, so these aren't angled. And on the sides, I'm just going to do these kind of curved lines like so. So maybe their arms are hiding behind their back, or maybe even put a little line there. Maybe that's where their mittens are. These are very stylized. And then I'm going to put some more detail on. So maybe the bottom of this coat also has some of this kind of animal fur. So maybe just kind of at the bottom, do some more of that. Maybe put some show where it buttons up. Maybe even put some little pockets in here. Gotta have pockets, right? And then I'm going to put some boots on here. So I'm just going to make a couple little legs that go down. And then for my boots, I'm just going to kind of do little curves and kind of bring it back. So I'll do kind of another version of this, maybe like a slightly different one. So if you wanted to kind of maybe make this look like your family, you could do each person of your family. If you want to, you don't have to. But I'm going to just do another one, slightly different, but using the same ideas. So here's my second one. I kind of kept some of the same ideas in mind, just kind of changed where they were. So I took some of the fur and put it on the boots here, and in the middle, let's give her some pockets as well. And then you could color those and either cut them out now or save them for later. So that's a few things that you guys can be working on today, and then we'll do some more stuff next time. So I'm going to go ahead and color this and just have it ready to go, and then it will be ready for our next class. Thank you.